Did someone take our scripts? For real? There they are. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Darla Beal.
We took this gig because we were told we didn't have to memorize anything. Come on. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2021 Flood of Jazz Show. To those of you here who are joining and part of tonight's studio audience, we're glad you spiffed up and showed up. And to those of you joining us from home, welcome. Whether you're here all dolled up or home with your feet up, do we ever have a great lineup? An unforgettable show for you tonight.
Okay, here's how things are going to go down. First, we're going to kick things off in this here joint with the cool sounds of the three Brookings High School vocal jazz groups. That's Swing Republic, Nothing But Treble, and Smooth Spectrum. And then, we're going to pick up and beat feet down the hall to the Bell Auditorium to take in the jazz band. And when those cool sounds are done in Bell, we're going to jet back here for the grand finale of vocal jazz, the jazz band, and the addition of a jazz orchestra that will have this joint jumping. So we'll hear the vocal jazz, then swing down the bell for the jazz band, and then back here for the grand finale, and I promise you, it is going to be a gas.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to hear some great jazz, and you'll have a part to play too. Your applause and energy will help keep this joint jumping. So let's give it a go, shall we? Let me hear you cheer. Ladies and gentlemen, get that applause going. Tonight, you're going to hear the talented BHS jazz students under the fine leadership of directors Mr. Ron Sterry, Mrs. Kathy Winghart, Mrs. Denise Perry, and Miss Laura Hummel. And then, if that wasn't enough of a trip to Coolsville for you, we're also fortunate enough tonight to have the services of 4 exceptional guest artists: Adam Meyer, Reed Johnson, and Todd Carr, plus a return visit from trumpeter Dr. Adam Rossmiller, all the way from the Twin Cities. These musicians are with us tonight courtesy of a grant from the South Dakota Arts Council, which makes quality art accessible throughout our state. Thank you, SDAC.
A big thank you, too, to another of tonight's unforgettable sponsors, Knudsen Family Dentistry, who made us smile when they went the extra mile to generously support tonight's student musicians. Knudsen Family Dentistry, high quality you deserve, personalized service you want. And thank you to Creative Printing, serving clients across the upper Midwest for over 100 years. And also to Den Will, providing affordable housing, luxury apartments, and rentable commercial spaces in and around Brookings, South Dakota. And finally, thank you to the Brookings Bobcats band boosters who helped make tonight possible. Let's hear it for our unforgettable sponsors.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, get cool and get cozy as we begin our vocal jazz segment. These singers are going to sound fantastic, and they want to thank that BHS activity of offices for purchasing extra microphones this year so they could safely rehearse. They are grateful and feel fortunate to have performed in 4 festivals this year. First, a virtual festival in North Dakota, and then twice at in-person festivals, once in Aberdeen, then here at the Brookings Optimist Jazz Festival. And then their 4th festival was again held virtually at the SMB Regal Group Virtual Festival based out of Creston, Iowa. They are excited tonight to round out their season performing for you tonight at the Flood of Jazz. Please welcome Swing Republic, directed by Mrs. Kathy Winghart. Our singers tonight are Amy Heller, Scott Ornette, Grace Enns, Jake Hilmo, Alyssa Schmidt, Grant Sternhagen, Callie Brinkman, Jency Jensen, Joseph Toronto, Ellie Stalls, Garner Zuka, Jaden Bruns, Nathan Gametchis. Ladies and gentlemen, Swing Republic!
Brookings High School Swing Republic is pleased to present Sir Duke, originally performed by Stevie Wonder in celebration of Duke Ellington and his compatriots in jazz history. Tonight's soloists are Nathan Gametchis and Alyssa Schmidt.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
selection of the evening is The Luckiest, featuring soloists Jency Jensen and Garner Soka.
I'm sorry, I know that's a strange way to tell you that I know we belong. And I know that I am the luckiest. Do, 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 do.
What are you doing, man? By my account, we have only blue skies up ahead with a featured solo by Callie Brinkman, and then the added combo of Alexander Zawodny and Eric Lamb.
Blue skies, not happy. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song. Nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, higher they fly. Blue days all alone. Nothing but blue skies from now on. Sweet up birthday, sweet up do da 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 day. Sweet up birthday, da 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 day, da 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 day. Sweet up birthday, da da birthday, da 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 day. Sweet up birthday, da 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 day. Shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, tomorrow they fly. Days all alone, nothing but blue skies from now on.
Oh boy, wasn't that a blast? Let's give another round of applause. Here's the thunder. And now, if you'd let me introduce you to a couple other of our very generous sponsors. First off, how about those photos taken of the 2021 Senior Flood of Jazz stars, taken courtesy of Melby Photography. Thank you to Stu and Kathy for donating their time and talents to help us shine the spotlight on the 22 seniors in tonight's show. And if you need to update your professional or family photos, or have underclassmen who will soon need to schedule their own senior photos, please think first of Melby Photography.
And speaking of snazzy, we spiffed up pretty well tonight too, don't you think? Thanks to the generous local owners of Trends, who stepped up to help the Flood Jazz Committee provide these tuxedos we're sporting. Thank you, Trends, for supporting tonight's show and making us look like
Daddy-O. The next vocal jazz group is going to start off with a tune called All the Cats Join In. Directed by Mrs. Laura Hummel, Nothing But Treble is a select all-female jazz choir who will be up next. All the Cats Join In was featured in the 1946 Walt Disney animated classic, Make Mine Music. Benny Goodman and his orchestra provided the soundtrack that salutes swing music. And this Kirby Shaw arrangement will feature soloist Nadia Duomo. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Nothing But Treble. Let's hear it for Lauren Rosdell, Jessica Pelzer, Raylene Newton, Alita Baker, Maya Plummer, Hannah Larsgaard, Lily Foster, Rachel Race, Piper Naughton, Nadia Duomo, Taylor O'Neill, Carrie-Ann Kessler, Kaya Smith, Jenna York, and Kira Stoll. And we can't forget the combo, Sophia Compton on drums and Eric Lamb on bass.
Mic check one, checking mic one.
Good.
One. Mic check one, two. Mic checking mic two.
Good.
Check three, checking mic
Good.
three. Mic check four, mic check four, check
Good.
four, check
Good.
four, mic check four. Mic check five, mic check five, mic check
Good.
five. Mic check six,
Good.
mic check six. Mic seven, mic check
Good.
seven, mic check seven. Mic eight,
Good.
checking mic eight. Mic nine, checking mic nine.
Good.
Mic check 10, mic check 10.
Good.
Mic check 11, checking mic 11, mic check 11, check. Mic check 12, checking mic 12, mic check 12.
Good.
Mic check 13, mic 13,
Good.
checking mic 14, checking mic 14, 14, checking
Good.
mic 14. Mic check 15, checking mic 15, check mic 15.
Great.
Hop in the ocean laughing, hey, for the month is shopping, all the cats join in. Down goes the last two bits comes up, one banana split and all the cats join in. Drop your jacket in the ocean fun, play your favorite dish. When you dance with the bobbing socks, you dance at your own risk. Everybody swing, yeah, swing, till the rafters ring and all the cats join in. How those cats are swinging today, those cats are swinging today, all the cats join in. Drop your jacket, you'll be fine. Throw your favorite thing. When you dance with the bobby socks, you dance at your own risk. Everybody swing, yeah, swing, till the rafters ring and all the cats, all the cats, all the cats, yeah, all the cats join in. All the cats join in.
Now, wasn't that fun, huh? NPT's second song was made popular by the a cappella group Take Six. Their arrangement of A Quiet Place is the gold standard for a cappella groups around the world. In Julia Galki's arrangement, she takes the 6-part harmonies, condenses them down to 4-part treble voices, and stays true to the chord progressions and tight harmonies of the original. Tonight's performance will feature Jessica Kelzer as soloist.
There
Beautiful, beautiful. The next song might have you wonder, what do vocal jazz and crabs have in common? Well, a lot, but NBT's final song, title is, well, it's fun to say, Crab Bucket. Originally written by Canadian rapper Chaos, this piece uses the metaphor of crabs trying to climb up a bucket as a metaphor for people who try to hold you back. And as you'll hear, we don't have time for that because we are moving on up. This arrangement is the Good Lovely cover by Melody Hines and will feature two soloists, Raylyn Newman and Rowan Bosted. Here you go, Crab Bucket!
Let's hear it one more time for nothing but Treble. My friend NBT. Well, next up, we are going to hear from Smooth Spectrum, directed by Mrs. Denise Perry. Now, we'll introduce them to you a little bit later by name tonight, but please help me welcome these fantastic singers and their director to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Smooth Spectrum. Now, Smooth Spectrum's first tune of the night was composed by Dizzy Gillespie and has been recorded by countless artists. Yeah, we've had a year of limited travel and, little or no out of the country visiting. But that's okay because Smooth Spectrum is here and they are going to now give us a night in Tunisia. Now this arrangement goes back and forth between swing and Latin rhythmic styles and features an improvisation conversation between Maggie Brink and Joshua Park. And the singers are joined by their combo of Eric Lamb on bass and Alexander Slobodny on drums, ladies and gentlemen, Smooth Spectrum.
Mic check one, check mic
Check.
one.
Mic 2, check 2.
Good.
Mic 3, checking mic 3.
Good.
Mic
Mic 4, checking 4, mic 4.
Mic 5, checking mic
Good.
5.
Mic 6, checking mic 6.
Good.
Mic 7, checking mic 7.
Good.
Mic 8, check mic 8.
Good.
Mic 9, checking mic 9.
Good.
Mic 10, checking mic 10.
Good.
Mic 11, checking mic 11.
Good.
Mic 12, checking mic 12.
Good.
Mic 13, check mic 13.
Good.
Mic 14, check mic 14.
Good.
15, check mic 15.
Yeah.
Mic 15.
Good. Thank you, Bruce.
Wasn't that outstanding? Rose Spectrum, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we will hear a popular tune that was a hit for Tommy Dorsey Band, with the Pied Pipers and Frank Sinatra. Tonight's performance will feature Jacob Kappenman and Johanna Tibet on solos. This David Scott arrangement also includes a trombone solo that will be played by Luke Bielfeld.
Sometimes I wonder why I spent the lonely night dreaming of a song. The melody haunts my memory, and I am once again with you. When autumn was new, and each kiss an inspiration. But that was long ago, and now my consolation is in the stardust of the sun. And these songs the stars were bright. You were in my arms. The nightingale told its fairy tale. The roses grew, roses grew. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it always will remain. The stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. Though I dream in my heart it always will remain. The stardust melody, the memory of love's refrain. The memory of love's refrain.
Smooth Spectrum. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that this select jazz choir got to perform this next piece for one of the real group members from Sweden via Zoom? The power of technology. And tonight they're performing for both our in-house studio audience as well as for those of you joining us at home. Smooth Spectrum has one more number to you before we transition to our jazz band segment, and you're going to love it. This jazz standard was written in 1931 by Irving Mills and Duke Ellington and was arranged by Anders Edenroth for the real group. Ladies and gentlemen, it don't mean a thing.
What good is melody? What good is
Don't mean a thing, don't mean a thing, don't mean a thing, don't mean a thing.
You've got to sing all you've got to do to make it. You've got to sing all you've got to do to make it. You've got to sing all you've got to do to make it. You've got to sing all you've got to do to make it. You want to do all you've got to do to be a thing. You want to do all you've got to do to be a thing. Just give everything you got. It don't mean a thing. If it ain't got that swing, do-wah, 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 do-wah. Do-wah, 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 do-wah. It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Well, wasn't that wow? Let's hear it again for Smooth Spectrum. Come on, everyone. Smooth Spectrum. It's a good thing we're all swinging and wanting to jump to our feet after that last Smooth Spectrum tune, because, my friends, it's now time for our studio audience to call it Splitsville. But not entirely. But we do need you to follow Alyssa and Skylar back to Bell Auditorium for the next segments of tonight's fabulous Flood of Jazz. We promise you that you won't miss a thing if you you won't miss a thing.
Well, if your yowling don't get him to cat out fast, I don't know. But seriously though, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to ask you to follow Alyssa and Skylar and hurry down to the auditorium where our gracious hosts will help you to your seats for tonight's second set, featuring the Podcast Jazz Band.
But if you're looking to join us as part of tonight's at-home audience, stay tuned for some senior spotlight videos featuring the BHS seniors who are participating in tonight's show. But first, let's shine the spotlight on some more of tonight's generous sponsors. Brookings Radio, The Optical Shop, Pheasant Restaurant, Drive-In, Mr. B's, Einspar, Sioux Valley Energy, the UPS Store, and Craft Fusion. Thank you for making the 2021 Flood of Jazz extra special. And let's hear it for these sponsors.
Tell me one unforgettable memory you have from being involved in music at BHS.
One unforgettable memory would be Festival of Bands this last marching season with the show Imagination. At our Festival of Bands performance, it was the stadium was just completely empty, and it was just a very odd experience, but it's something that I'll never forget.
This has happened a lot of times, but I think one of the things that really got me excited about music at BHS was my freshman year, when there was just this great musical moment at Youth in Music. We were all standing under this, part part of the building, and it was raining hard, and we were playing as loud as we could, and we could hear it echoing back at us, and it was just a very powerful moment, and I think everyone in the band felt it.
Well, I really enjoyed the Pops concerts, getting to do solos, and especially my sophomore year solo. I love the Pops concert. I'm really glad we're getting to do it this year.
When we won Festival of Bands, we got first place this year. So yeah.
Definitely playing Jane Banks in Mary Poppins is by far my favorite thing I've done. It just taught me a lot.
Definitely Flood of Jazz sophomore year with the 70s theme.
2 years ago when I was a sophomore, that was my first year in Jazz 1. And our first competition, we went to NSU. And there was a guest artist there named Nachito. He's a trumpet player from like Cuba or something. And in our set list, we had a Latin piece called Madrid. And during the performance, we played it, and we played it really well. And after the judges gave their comments or whatever, and they walked off stage, Nachito came on, and he asked us, can we play that song again? And so he did, and it was like one of those moments where all the stars aligned, like that 1 in a million billion, that wasn't going to be replicated again. I don't know if we ever played the piece as good as we did when he was up there, not even at Flood of Jazz 3 months later. And when we finished playing, he just kind of looked at us. He said something along the lines of, "You are all my friend, call me, I'll play with you anytime." And Mr. Starry said that's one of his top 3 moments in teaching music, and it's definitely something I won't forget.
It would have to be Festival of Bands Finals with El Barrio 2019. It was just an amazing performance. It's just a memory that'll stick with me for the rest of my life.
Regional Honor Choir not this past February, but the year before my junior year. It was 2 weeks before COVID came to the US, and we were in Milwaukee, and the director we had was just phenomenal, and he totally changed the way that I view choral singing and just singing with a big choir. And he was the most amazing person, and he was so kind and inspirational to everyone there. It was really cool. Definitely my favorite experience. Yeah.
The Flood of Jazz of 2019 was the night that made me decide that I wanted to pursue music. So I just had so much fun, and it was amazing and magical, and that's what made me decide I want to do music for the rest of my life.
If you could give your freshman self one piece of advice, what would it be?
I would tell my freshman self to listen intently and practice slowly.
So freshman year, I had all sorts of role models, mostly upperclassmen, and I had a tendency to kind of put them on a pedestal. And if I could go back in time, I would definitely let my freshman self know to not get too carried away in having these role models, and definitely stop comparing myself to them.
Honestly, I think I would tell my freshman self to try harder in music. I didn't try very hard as a freshman, but I'm glad that eventually I'll learn to try harder and get to where I am now.
I'd probably try out for things more.
Just do what you enjoy, and just don't spend too much effort on the things that you don't enjoy doing. Just really focus on those things that you love.
Would be to just relax and have fun. Don't be too hard on yourself.
Work harder. I missed too many auditions from not working, not putting in the effort, and I would have loved to be a part of all that stuff if I had.
I guess get more involved earlier in school.
I would tell myself to take it easy and just have fun, because it goes by so fast, and there's so many things that you can get involved in, and I wish I would have gotten more involved in things. So
I think I would tell myself, and I'd want to know this at the beginning of high school so that I could apply it all 4 years, but I would tell myself maybe not to go and try just every single thing and feel all this pressure to be good at everything. And I always sort of felt like I needed to be taking all the hard classes just because that's who I thought of myself as, I guess. But really, you'll have a much better experience if you pick the things that you care about the most, like choir, like vocal jazz or cello for me, and just like focus on them. Like it's good to try things and take risks, but once you know what you want, then you have to kind of like stick to it and not like stretch yourself so thin trying to do all of these like hard classes in subjects that you don't even care about. Because I did that and I wouldn't recommend it. It just like try things, but then figure out your strengths and really hone in on them. That's what I'd tell myself.
I would say that just try not to spend my energy on being nervous for things, because it's not going to do me any good. And you know, eventually it's all going to work out, even though sometimes certain auditions don't go well. Just take it in stride, and eventually I'm going to get to do a lot of really cool stuff.
I think the biggest thing would be to not be afraid to get involved in things that may seem a little challenging, like Flood of Jazz is one of the big ones.
What's one thing you hope everyone will remember about you?
I hope that everyone can learn from my example that leadership doesn't have to start with or like end with a certain age or a certain title.
Well, I hope everybody will remember me as someone that they can talk to, as a friend, or ask me any question. I'll give them a good answer.
I hope people remember how helpful I was to the band, and I hope they can be just as helpful, if not more. So.
Truth be told, throughout my time in high school, I have not entirely focused on trying to influence other people's opinion of me. That being said, I have urged a few individuals throughout my time in high school to be kinder to themselves, gentler, more respectful, and if nothing else, I would like the people to whom I have told that to always remember that.
If they remember anything about me, just like my contributions to the group, I guess, and my positive attitude.
I highly recommend Miles Davis.
The extra work and time, I guess, I put in to help individuals succeed, especially during marching band.
I just hope that people remember all the energy and personality that I tried to put into music here.
That's my spirit for like music and just performing arts stuff.
I don't know, just I don't take everything too seriously. I'm pretty easygoing. I'll have a good time in any situation, basically. Yeah.
Probably my involvement in extracurriculars with choir. Yeah.
Well, I am currently the only tenor in the smooth spectrum, and so I think that's a pretty interesting legacy to leave, just being the solo kind of guy, you know?
I hope to set like an example for all the kids that want to do like multiple activities and like really like stretch themselves out with like sports and music. That if you work hard and you put your mind towards something, you can do it.
I want everyone to remember my fun and positive attitude through everything, because I think I took everything very lightheartedly throughout this whole vocal jazz experience, through the good times and everything with COVID, and yeah.
My appreciation for everything that Mrs. Perry lets us do. She does so much for choir kids or anybody in BHS. She allows so many people to be involved in so many ways. And also, Mary Poppins was the last kind of musical we had before COVID. And so I feel like that's kind of a cool example to leave behind for people to look at in future years as the musical season gets more intense again.
I hope all people remember that I always sing in hopes that people would be happy after listening to it.
I hope that they'll remember that I'm friendly and hopefully remember my personality and just that I try to be nice to everyone around me.
I guess I don't have like the loudest personality or anything, but I hope that people think that I'm fun to be around and perform with, and I hope they just enjoyed making music, and I think I was kind, I guess.
If people could remember one thing about me, I guess it would be my passion for helping other people. I try to do as much as I can for others, and I feel like I have done a lot for the band program here at Brookings High School, and I think that my legacy can just speak for itself.
I think one goofy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Grant. Now we are getting ready to start the next set of great music. Come on now. We've got to get warmed up after our little break and our little stroll down the hallway. Now, these musicians that you're about to see have practiced for hours and hours and hours getting ready to perform for you tonight. So it just seems like maybe we ought to also do a little bit of practice for them before they come outside. So we're going to just take a few seconds here and practice our part, okay? So, you know, we're here, we're listening, and we hear a great solo. What do we do? Yeah, we do. We cheer. Hey, that's some really great jazz. And then Grant stands up and waves a sign, and we go. There we go. Okay. So then the band finishes with a flourish. Just one more time. What do we do? Yes. All right. Now we are ready to continue the show, folks. This next group has been working and preparing hard for tonight. So let's hear it for them. Let's just get them ready. They're coming out right now. Let's hear it. Is that all you got? Let's go. Let's go. The floor is here in full force. Are you ready for them? This is the Brookings Bobcat Jazz Band, and here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet the band. On drums, Sophia Poppin, Ryan Nielsen, and Alexander Slobodny. On bass, William Wilkie. On guitar, Hayden Shepard. On piano, Stephen Brozor. The trombone, Ethan Hart. Maggie McDermott, Ava Clement, and Thomas Reynolds. The trumpets are here. Let's hear it for them. James Park, Kaden Larson, Liz Nielsen, Connor Higgins, Evan Cypress, Jacob York, what you just heard, I'll Take Less. Tonight's opening introduction number featured solos by Aiden Shepard on guitar. And tenor sax soloist Ionida Mogashan. Now, this group here is some of the hardest working kids at Brookings High School. They have put in the extra time preparing to perform with our guest artist and entertain you tonight. They start out their season in October, a January jazz camp day with professionals provided by our generous band boosters, and then perform at the band's winter concert. Now, while COVID affected the usual jazz festival season for January and February and March and like October and November and every other month, the band actually did get to perform 2 live festivals. First, the Mitchell Palace City Jazz Festival in February and South Dakota State University Optimist Jazz Festival earlier this month. What a great season they had too, and since the season was not normal, tonight is extra special because it is their season-ending finale. And so the band says thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And the band, from the audience and from Mr. Starry, we congratulate you all on such a great season. So let's hear it for the jazz band, everybody. Outstanding season.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome now to the Flood of Jazz stage one of our 4 special guest artists for tonight. On jazz piano, Mr. Reed Johnson, hailing from Groton, South Dakota. Under his leadership, Groton's band program earned several honors and the jazz program grew. Let's welcome Reed Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to tonight's second guest, drum set artist and educator, Mr. Daniel Heyer, who's based out of Sioux Falls. Daniel is a member of the Jazz Curators as well as the JAS Quintet, who just released their second album, Bird Ritual Interrupted. Daniel currently serves with the 147th Army Band in Mitchell, South Dakota, teaches private lessons, and frequently works as an educator and clinician for many regional schools and jazz festivals. Let's hear it. Keep that energy going and welcome to the stage our third guest, bassist extraordinaire, Mr. Todd Carr. Currently director of bands at Yankton High School, Todd also chairs the district art and music departments and directs jazz bands. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a very special guest. Our 4th, but certainly not least, of tonight's special guest artist, trumpet professional from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Mr. Adam Russmiller. Let's give Adam Russmiller a warm Brookings, South Dakota, Flood of Jazz welcome. A frequent performer in the vibrant Twin Cities musical scene, Adam's performance credits include the Doc Severinsen Big Band, Glenn Miller Big Band, and the Jazz Minnesota Big Band. And he's had the honor of performing professionally with Jason Marsalis, Natalie Cole, Early, Watts, the Four Tops, Martha and the Vandellas, and Wayne Newton. It's a real honor to have Mr. Adam Russmiller here working with these students all day and performing with the Bobcats Jazz Band tonight. Please welcome to the stage, Adam Russmiller. Brookings, you cats are awesome. Thank you for that nice, warm welcome for our guest artist tonight. Let's feature our guest now, along with the band and soloist Joseph Cassidy, playing the part of the late, great Woody Herman. Blake Knudsen playing solo as his idol, Charlie Parker, and junior trombone player who won 2, I say who won 2 outstanding solo awards this year, for his solo work here. Let's hear it for Luke Buellfeld. Playing a blues improv solo on Greasy Sack Blues, as recorded by the Woody Herman Big Band.
let's hear it again for our guest artist in the soloist. One more time, Joseph, Frank, and Luke. The mission of the Jazz Show Experience is to give these student performers a working band experience with professional artists. Parents, I know we love to see these kids perform here tonight and to be entertained, but one part of this event a lot of people don't get to see is the special day of working side by side with these awesome musicians and music educators. Not only did students learn so much about music, details, and nuances, but they are learning about professional collaboration, creativity, and flexibility under pressure. People who can work in a collaborative environment are exactly the type of skills employers are looking for nowadays. And Brookings is certainly a special place, and we love our flood of jazz, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And so this next selection will feature junior saxophonist Noah Treble and the BHS Jazz Band. It's called Jazz. How about that, ladies and gentlemen, the BHS Jazz Band, Noah Treble on saxophone. Let's hear it one more time. What an unbelievable variety of music we've had tonight. Just the right mix and all out together by these awesome students. Tonight's their night, getting the spotlight. Let's hear it one more time for them, the BHS Jazz Band. Absolutely. Now we're gonna take a few moments and we're gonna ask Mr. Ron Starry, guest artist Reed Johnson, and Todd Carr to stay on stage for a moment and do a little music check. Say a few words for our audience and for the folks here at home. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ron Starry, Reed Johnson, and Todd Carr.
Good evening, great to see all of you. Very great honor to have all four guest artists. I want to reintroduce Reed and Todd because they're like souls. They are band directors. Reed, a former band director, and Todd currently at Yankton. So we know the blood and sweat that we have spent, and we're kindred spirits. They're also special because my first year in South Dakota, I met them through All-State Jazz. The band directors get together, and we put a little jam session together, and we immediately connected, and we had some great years putting our band director, big band. Both these gentlemen immediately came to mind when I thought about who could we have this year when we had a younger rhythm section, and they could learn a lot from band directors. So, special honor to have Reed here tonight, along with our other two guest artists. And I'd like them to say a few words from their perspective to you.
Good evening, everybody. Wow, what a day and what a band, wouldn't you say? And this has been a really challenging year for all of humanity. Isn't it wonderful that we can get together, be human together, and have a human connection and interaction through the language of music? A night like this, kids get to share their gift with you, share the gift of applause with them. What a wonderful thing, right? I mean, we're loving it. And I'll just share something personal. When I'm feeling down or anxious, and there's been a lot of those type of feelings this year, the thing that I feel helps me the most is simply to create. I think we were born to create. And I think that playing music gives us humanity, gives life meaning and purpose. And by these kids being involved in music, they're not just learning notes and rhythms, learning how to be a better human. They're learning how to appreciate fine arts, and it will give their lives meaning and purpose as long as they pursue music. And thank you so much for supporting your children in their growth in music, supporting this fine program here in Brookings that we're so proud of, for the teachers that we've had and the teachers that are yet to come. Your unending support will go a long ways in keeping music strong in this community. Keep up the fine work, everybody. Thank you so much. I had a great day here with these awesome kids.
That never happened. What an amazing honor today was. I can't even explain to you. I don't know if this is something I should admit, but this was my first opportunity to come and work with a different band as an artist, and I just have had an amazing time. A little bit intimidating, which is okay. As we work through our crafts, it's always good to step outside that boundary. But when I walked in today, I was amazed, and I thought to myself, who's got it better? I walked in and I saw parents, students working on these sets, this amazing setup that you've got in here. And I thought, well, what an amazing group of parents. Then I thought, well, what an amazing group of kids that the parents would work so hard to do this for. So I'm thinking, well, who's got it? Well, maybe. Well, there's this band director guy, Ron Starry, who is just an amazing superstar. And it just gets me to thinking, I've been in music education for about 28 years. and it went by really, really fast. And on a sentimental note, I've been a distant spectator of the Brookings band program for 28 years. We kind of watch each other, root for each other. Sometimes we wish we do better than each other, but you know, it's been an amazing trip. I've watched Brookings through 28 years, and I think to myself, what an amazing tradition to have. And it comes from, and I'm going to start with the right people, it comes from parents that have a desire to help their kids something that will take them through their lives and they'll enjoy while they're learning, while they're taking on a skill. That transfers through to a set of administration. You must have an amazing administration that has the vision, say, okay, let's find a catalyst for this whole thing in a band director that also has a vision to put into place with all these actors, and then take the students who have apparently been well trained so to this far. It's amazing to see the talent that's on the stage. Who's got it better? I think it's cool to say that we all are having a wonderful advantage at being a part of everything that's gone on tonight. So raise the roof for everybody that's been a part.
Thank you again, our amazing guest artists. Can we hear it one more time for them too? Please, thank you so much for coming to our Flood of Jazz. And what a fun night of music this is. Now, everyone, we are going to turn up the heat. This is the band's favorite tune, and it features your guests, Adam Rossmiller, yeah, Daniel Heyer on solos, and Christopher Gross on a baritone saxophone solo. This, Coconut Champagne. the lead Mary Machine Girls on saxophone, Adam Rossmiller, Daniel Hare on drums, Todd Carr and Reed Johnson. And how about the BHS Jazz Band? Let's hear it for them, ladies and gentlemen. Now, don't you worry. We're going to hear from them again tonight when we get to our grand finale, back in the Commons. But first, a couple members of this distinguished, cool jazz band would like to give special recognition to the man who brought the flood of jazz to Brookings 10 years ago.
Sorry. Say a few things really quick. Pertaining to jazz band, there have been ups and downs, of course. There's been tardiness. In the past there have been snow days, and this year, this crazy year, we've had COVID. For all 4 of my high school years, I'm honored to say that I've had jazz band, and even starting from 10 years ago and up to today, up to this crazy year, 2020 to 2021, still on flooded jazz. So thank you.
Let's have one more round of applause for our BHS Jazz Band and their fantastic director, Mr. Ron Stein. So far it's been a blast, right, audience? Jazz Band will be back too as part of this evening's grand finale, set along with the select group Strings Attached and the vocal jazz group Smooth Spectrum. So please give your heartfelt applause to Brookings High School Jazz Ensemble 1 as they exit. And now as we also get ready to move back down the star-filled aisle and take our seats again to hear tonight's third set, you'll be amazed to hear the band, vocal jazz, our guest artists, and strings attached, all making great music. And for our at-home audience, please enjoy this conversation between Mr. Ricky Gansey and our Brookings High School band director, Mr. Ron Stein, about the history of the flood of jazz and how this event came about. We are so grateful Mr. Starry brought this jazz club experience to our students here at Brookings High School. Let's give a warm, appreciative round of applause and thank you to Mr. Ron Starry.
In 3 words, what does music mean to you?
3 words. Life, love, happiness.
So Flood of Jazz has been really the kind of, to me it is as essential a springtime activity as track meets, right, as a spring play, as the FFA convention, like all the things that we sort of think about as being this sort of summative final spring. But the Flood of Jazz, is, there's some aesthetics in that title. Why a flood of jazz?
Right. Oh, well, the realistic question is, back in the early 2000s, when teaching in Minnesota, in the Minnesota River Valley, there was a flood, a literal flood. So presenting this is a new school. I just, okay, we're going to do this jazz show. And the school before, we called it a slice of jazz because we had pie. So, slice of jazz. Well, okay, we're going to do this jazz show, and it's going to be great, and let's come up with some names. And of course, right in our lives was this flood, and we were down there sandbagging. School was closed one day, and we're busing kids down to the dikes. So it was prominent in our lives. So Tim Breen, who is now a doctor, a trombone player, and came up with that. Let's call it a flood of jazz, and it stuck. And of course, the idea is it's a flood of jazz. It's a banquet. It's overload. It's all things, no holds bar, great music. Yeah.
Okay. So, which instrument still thrills you to hear played?
Oh man, that's a tough one. Any instrument played well, and that might seem like cliche, but it really is. I mean, no favorites. Of course, I love spending the time on the trombone myself. That's the one I find easiest to express myself on. But boy, there's been years when students have just surprised us, and one year's a saxophone player. They have their moment. That's happened, oh God, so many years where just everything lines up, and it's thrilling to hear them. Our guest artist just has a fantastic solo, and the crowd goes wild. Yeah, it's really. So it's any instrument played well with passion.
All right. Okay, so you've directed and chosen and arranged a lot of music over the years of your career. Is there a particular piece of music that you wish that you had written?
Stevie Wonder's Sir Duke. Anything Stevie Wonder. Gosh, yeah. Written. Would love to perform it, would love to hear it again, would love to do a jazz show with Stevie Wonder. Oh gosh, yeah, can't get enough of it. The quintessential pop artist who uses jazz harmonies, that has melded all the styles of music into one. That's Stevie, yeah.
Been 2 years since we've been able to do this. Been 2 years since we've been able to do a lot of things, but this is the sort of the big one for now. How has it been different coming back to Flood of Jazz this year after last year's hiatus?
In a lot of ways, just I suspect it. The kids who have experienced the flood, or they just had a great time. This is their moment in the spotlight. And so in the fall when they come back, I love hearing, what are we going to do for the jazz show? That excitement, we lost some of that, unfortunately, and we saw it affect the jazz program. 3 years ago, we had close to 42 kids in the jazz program, 2 jazz bands going. We performed at our state convention, and it took the sail out of the rooms. Those kids in the junior, sophomore class did not come back. We're down to 1 band, and it's a lot of responsibility on the freshmen. So I guess in a couple years, if those freshmen hang in there, they're going to be incredible. But it's really affected. I think we're going to see the effects in all the music programs across the nation. COVID's really had a detrimental effect.
All right, what are some of the highlights of this year's show?
Well, I think it's going to be, the whole idea is this unique ensemble that we have. Nobody else has this big band with a vocal, 16-piece vocal jazz choir and strings. That's just such a unique ensemble. So we're capitalizing on that, and that is going to be our, that's our marquee, is this what we call the Jazz Studio Orchestra, the ones from the Capitol record eras of Frank Sinatra and Nelson Riddle and Nat King Cole. So I think the highlight is going to be everybody's going to know some of these songs. They might not have them on their Spotify,
Fair
but
enough.
when they hear them, They're gonna, yes, I know the song. They've heard them. They're part of our American culture. Yeah.
What makes music so essential to a student's education? I mean, we know it here at Brookings High School. Our music programs are incredible, and it is essential. But what is it that we would say in the curriculum or in the content that would say music is essential to their development?
Well, it's been my philosophy that music is the culmination of all sciences, all math, all art. So we have the left and right brain, all hemispheres working together. It takes discipline and sacrifice to get anywhere on the instrument, so they have a sense of accomplishment. So you have the important lessons of grit and the growth mindset are involved in music, and then of course we have the whole concept of that. No offense to any other teachers, you guys have important work, but I tell the kids when they go to another class and they get an A on a test and the person next to them gets a D, that doesn't affect their GPA. But if you're in class and you're playing your music at A level and the person next to you is failing their music, it affects. So that whole concept of the team and then how we need to rally around everybody, because as the seniors know, as well as those freshmen do, will affect their senior year. So we've got to get underneath those people and build them up and keep raising the low end to reach the high standards. So it's a culmination of all those unique elements that makes it really special.
If there's one insight that you would like to share with all of the students who are going to come through the BHS Bobcat Band program and not be lucky to have you as a director, what would you like to sort of share with them?
Oh gosh, it has to go to, again, about the great rewards that you get from putting the time in. So, we've heard the saying, I would give my left arm to play like so-and-so, right? Or, I'd give anything to play guitar or whatever, these great players. We hear that all the time from people. Well, that's basically, you have to, give that amount of time to get to the some level of proficiency and kind of keep motivating them to get to that point, so that sense of accomplishment, so they can have a deeper experience. There's nothing like it. And just hang in there, because those moments will come. Yeah.
What will you remember most about teaching and cultivating our culture of music here at Brookings High School?
Right. Those moments when the students surpass what they thought they were able to do. There's iconic moments, like the first time we made Festival of Bands finals after 12 years of not doing it. That's a moment of just sheer joy that we got to share together. Those kinds of moments, but also the individual students when the light bulbs go on. That sounds kind of cliche, but boy, to be there and see that, there's been moments where you just pick the right music and the right thing to push the student just a little bit farther, and they went up to that level, and to see them achieve it, boy, those moments are great. And then I have the pleasure of having these students over 4 years, and to see them grow from freshmen to seniors, it's a real privilege to be part of that. Yeah, it's really cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we hear tonight's grand finale set, let's take a few minutes to recognize our amazing 2021 Flood of Jazz Show co-chairs, Rena Reynolds and Samantha Himley. These ladies have been working hard behind the scenes to make this event happen. And they couldn't do it without their committee of parents from the band, choir, and orchestra booster organizations. Please stand if you are on the Flood of Jazz Committee. This group has been meeting to work out the many details it takes to make tonight an amazing event for our live and at-home audiences, and most importantly, for our students. Thank you also to all the sponsors you find listed in the program, as well as to our school district administration for their support of an event that is so outlandish as this one. We appreciate Dr. Paul Von Fisher, Dr. Shelley Jensen, Randy Soma, and Superintendent Dr. Clint Willard for all their support of the active BHS Music Department. And thank you to all the BHS teachers for working with these busy students. Special thank you to the hard light and sound people tonight. Rick Grimsley, Nick Teal, Abigail Davis, and Bruce Johnson on sound.
All right, so you know the finale set is coming up, featuring the music sophisticated 1950s Unforgettable. The jazz show finale is all about spotlighting the students with a different artist or a different period or era of jazz. America's musical contribution to the world. By taking inspiration from the creative world of jazz, broadening our students' understanding of America's uniquely rich heritage, our students and audience experience an entertaining evening of music that might never be recreated again. So, let's get started with the grand finale performance of the evening. Okay, gang, we ready for the finale? All right, here we go. And we're ready. Okay, there it is. Looks like we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. We call it Unforgettable. our finale set of music. And how about that to get you fired up? Let's let them hear it, everybody. Woo! Thank you, everybody. If you couldn't tell by that opening number, the jazz band students are having an absolute blast. They have learned these old classic jazz standards, When You're Smiling and The Sheik of Araby, both playing and singing the old-fashioned way, the way that most jazz musicians learn their tunes, handed down to them by ear. And chanting. And that was Thomas Reynolds singing a la Louis Armstrong. With the band backing him up, let's hear it for Thomas Reynolds. You can carry the broadside and you can sing too. I can tell you that Mr. Starry is very, very proud of the work that these young people did on this night of music. It has been a jazz show tradition of starting the finale off with a real bang, and they stepped up with extra practices to learn all of that. Now, I've been told by Mr. Starry that the students even stepped forward and called their own music sectionals to make this an extra special evening. And now there's nothing like that to make a band director proud. Now, is there, folks? Absolutely. And seniors, he wants to thank you for keeping the flame burning and the tradition alive. Okay? The band is set. Strings attached already? Let's start the show. Now, let's welcome back to the stage our Flood of Jazz guest artist, Daniel Heyer, Todd Carr, Reed Johnson, and Mr. Adam Ross-Miller. And now let's bring on the class, charm, very special sound of strings attached. And let's welcome our vocalists to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Smooth Spectrum, Luke Bielfeld and Hannah Murphy, James Park and Avery Retzer, Joshua Park and Francie Hearing, Jacob Kappenman and Lauren Hyde, Stephen Brozel and Joanna Tibet, Noah Stremmel and Jaden Himley, Carl Steinlicht, Grace Vandekop, Adam Osborne, and Maddie Brigg. Let's hear it for them. Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen, an unforgettable evening at Flood of Jazz.
You're nobody till somebody loves you. You're nobody till somebody cares.
gals, singers and band. An exciting opening for our final, spotlighting the music of Dean Martin and the fabulous Count Basie Orchestra. I felt like I was in Las Vegas with all the great night shows. How about those costumes? Let's keep this evening of variety going. Our next number, Girl from Ipanema, will feature the ladies of Smooth Spectrum, as well as Mr. Ron Starry on the trombone, and Mr. Adam Rossmiller.
When she passes, which one she
Let's hear it one more time for our soloists and the BHS jazz musicians. And now, for something a little different, but completely awesome. Our next number features the select group of jazz strings. We call them Strings Attached, and this group of outstanding musicians have embraced the challenge of playing jazz string music with outstanding musical success. So let me introduce them to you. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for BHS's own Strings Attached. On violin, we have Erica Peterson, Trisha Sharon, Adidia Twala, and Biddy Kasu. On viola, Grace Soma and Jake Pilmo. Yeah, let's hear it for them. On cello, Nathan Goldeye and Daniel Krug. And on the bass, William Wiltsey. Strings attached, ladies and gentlemen. And for this next tune, Strings Attached will be joined by the gentlemen of Smooth Spectrum.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far. Like a song of love that clings to me, how the thought of you thus takes to me, never before. Has someone been and forevermore, that's how you'll stand. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Unforgettable in every way, and forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable.
sit down. Now, before we hear our final number tonight, let's welcome to the front stage Mr. Daniel Heyer and Mr. Adam Rossmiller to share a few of their takeaways from working with these fabulous students today.
Well, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Try again.
How about now? There we are. Well, we come to that part of the show where they gave the drummer the microphone for now. The greatest hits of Jim McKinney jokes coming right up right now. No, in all seriousness, today was an absolute blast. I came back in January. Ron asked me to come up and work with the jazz band. And all the kids here are absolutely fantastic. They're great to work with. And the band directors, the music staff, it's all great. The parents, the community, this is like, I think a school band program's dream right here. And thank you for all your support for the students. I know how much it meant to me when my family and school system and community chipped in. And it's just awesome. So thank you to all of you here. Thank you to all of you watching online. And yeah, such a blast. Thanks for having me.
Hello? We have this whole production. And they don't introduce me. Oh, there we go. Okay, my name is Adam Rossmiller again, and I just really appreciate being here. I've been to a lot of jazz festivals and things of that nature for the last couple decades, and I have to say this is one of the coolest with the whole deal. The pageantry, and it's all the instrument groups and singing, and it's just really cool to see. And this just reminds me of being in high school again, and just playing the jazz band and just having fun and executing quite well, actually. Because usually I go in and there's not a lot of fun. But you guys make it fun and it sounds really good, and I can tell you care. And I think that's important. So, support the arts. Arts is science. Music and singing and dancing and arts are chemistry, they're science, they're math, right? They're all of these things, and I think they're very important. And I know it's been very tough in this time with the whole deal, but I just beg you to keep supporting. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for having me.
Thank you, gentlemen. Aren't we fortunate to have such great and gracious musicians working with our students? Let's hear it for those guest artists and all these directors one more time. We cannot appreciate you enough for the time and energy you're giving. Now, this next tune, well, it hardly needs an introduction. Even here in our little apple of Brookings, South Dakota. Now, we would like you to feel free to clap and sing. You can clap now. That's good. That's good. And sing and dance along as we draw to the end of the evening with tonight's unforgettable flood of jazz with the favorite jazz standard featuring two of our favorite crooners and two of my favorite people, Mrs. Kathy Winghart and Mrs. Denise Perry. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you now the finale of the finale, New York, New York.
I want
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a terrific evening, hasn't it just? Our night together is unfortunately coming to a close, but you know what a big deal this night and this event and having you here is to these students. This is the result of hours of rehearsal for tonight's performance, along with all of the other activities that all of these students are involved in. But surely we can all tell that they have grown so much as young musicians. And so let's give all of our students in the BHS Jazz Band, Strings Attached, Swing Republic, Nothing But Treble, and Smooth Spectrum a big round of applause for everything they have done this year. And listen to them perform tonight. And to you at home, we are so happy that you were able to join in and enjoy Flood of Jazz from afar. And we would love to thank our music directors, and from our music directors, the Parent Volunteer Committee, and I guess us. Yeah. We would like to thank for being so great tonight at the Flood of Jazz. Worth the wait, yeah? Worth the wait to be here. And hey, since we're clapping, and it's been 2 years, how about one more round of applause for all these talented, hard-working students and viewers. Strings attached, smooth spectrum in the Brookings Jazz Band here in our finale. It's been a great night, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching online. Safe travels home, and if you're already home, safe travels the next time you leave. But keep the music in your hearts and make it unforgettable. Everybody, thank you so much and good night.
Remember which cables are mine? Yes.
In 3 words, what does music mean to you?
Expressive, fun, and unifying.
Creation, expression, and connection.
Creativity, enjoyment, and family.
Music to me is peace and escape and just tranquility, I guess, yeah.
Engaging both hemispheres. And by hemispheres, I of course mean both lobes of the brain.
Community, friendship, happiness.
I would say essential art form.
Emotional, transformative, enjoyable.
It means friends, success, and fun.
Fun, exciting, beautiful.
Community, just friendship and just love in general, probably, yeah.
Inspire, escape, and happiness.
Live for performance.
I guess friendship, like just fun, and I guess hard work. Even though it's 2 words, but oh well.
Camaraderie, life, and just friendship.
Music means happiness, it's therapeutic, and it's freeing.
Love, culture, and art.
Powerful, meaningful, and essential.
Peace, joy, magic.
To me, I would say playing music and also just listening to it. I enjoy it a lot, and for me, music is from the heart. That's my 3-word phrase for that.
Connection, friendship, and it's fun.
Stability through change, which basically means like all throughout life is it's ever changing. There's so much change that has happened in the last year, and I think through all of this we have all been able to keep one thing stable in our life, and that's music. And it's the one thing that's brought us together even through all of this change that we've experienced.